Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a couple projects on the security lights. I'm going to be installing this switch, which will allow me to turn the lights off and bypass the timer if I need to do maintenance stuff. And I'm also going to be putting in a different timer, because this one keeps acting up. It's a poor design, this torque. The wheel's already kind of bent. The problem is if you don't get these tabs in the exact spot where the little holes are, then it won't fully shut off. Then they keep moving around. The wheel's kind of thin there, so it's bent. So I got a new one, Intermatic. Get it open with one hand. In a way, it's a lot better design. It's smooth and it's thick there. Plus, being a name brand, I can get replacement parts. Time shows you right there, which is a lot easier to read than this one. You get that little arrow that says time. You gotta try and line up the dial with that. And to set this one, simply pull the dial up and turn it either direction, and it won't affect the triggers. This one, I can't turn it this way. I can't turn it counterclockwise. I can't turn it clockwise. So let's say I mess up the time or daylight savings time and I got to turn it back an hour. I have to go all the way around, and then I'll end up firing the lights, which I don't want it to get back to the correct time, because I can't turn it backwards. So I have to kill the power to the shed to adjust it. This one I don't, so I can just turn the dial and turn it either direction. No problems. So I need to disconnect that. This switch is going to go where that timer is, and this timer will go next to it. But this will allow me to bypass the timer and keep the lights off if I'm doing maintenance or something. It's going to take me past this time, and I don't have to adjust the time. Now this switch is old, and the fact that it takes the old S-type fuses, the old Edison screw-in fuses. It's rated for 30 amps, 2-pole, but I'm going to put a 20 amp fuse. I'm only going to use one of the poles. So anyway, first thing I need to do is prop this camera up somewhere and then start disconnecting the wires. I already got the power killed out here. So let me figure out how I'm going to do this. Alright, I got the camera somewhat propped up as best I can, so you can at least see what I'm doing. So without further ado, let's start just taking stuff apart. All the neutrals. Got the ground in here. Now it's hard to see what I'm doing because my hand's in the way. Pull those apart. Get slotted. Jumper. Taking these all out. This is a faulty design, this timer. I had about a year, but I'm just tired of it. I'll keep it. And the other timer too, I can mount it without having to take this whole thing off. Okay, switch is mounted, timer's mounted. This is wired up. Line at the top, load at the bottom. Basically, the timer is going to be the line voltage. The timer will send power to the switch. And if the switch is on, like this, then it'll send power to the light, which is this wire here in this conduit. See the contacts there. A little blue goop on it that they added at the factory. Probably like a electric grease, I guess. So up like that, it'll send power down to here. And yeah, put two fuses. I'll put a fuse in here because only this side is going to be active. This side's not. Takes the old S-type screw-in fuses, and they do sell a circuit breaker like retrofits that you have to screw in here too. I used one at my last job to repair a machine. So next step is to wire this thing up. This is your neutral. This white wire is power for the timer, so you put your hot here for the line coming in, which will be the line voltage in here. So your neutrals, your hots, and then the hot for the load. Then you got line and load on this side too. So So this will send power to the timer, and then this will send power to the lights, which in this case will go feeding through the switch. So like I said, I can bypass the timer and keep the lights off if I need to for whatever reason, if I'm doing maintenance or whatever. When there's a problem, instead of killing power to the whole shed, because the switches don't stay off. Unless I take the trigger off, then it can't do it. So this allows me to bypass the timer and keep the lights off if I have to, you know, for safety. So let me finish wiring it up. So I gotta run a new power wire from there to there because the old one wasn't long enough. Alright, both the timer and the switch are wired. This wire here is the power coming in. You got the line here. This is the hot. This is the neutral. This is your load, which will be the lights. Ground connected together, the wire nut. So this is the plug here, which bypasses the GFCI, so I can run the Christmas lights in the winter. As I said, like I said in another video, it keeps tripping the GFCI here for every reason to light up reindeer. The only ones that give me problems every year. They keep tripping the GFCI every time it rains. Nothing else does. So I bypass the GFCI with that. Then this wire here, which originally went to the lights, it comes out, goes into the box here. You follow it, neutral bar, it's the grounding bar. Follow the black wire from it, goes all the way up to the top. This is the line side. You get the line voltage, or mains, depending on your country. UK, they say mains. You know, but anyway, you got the 120 coming in. Then it goes out here. This wire, which is this one here, into the conduit for the lights. So now I just gotta wire this wire up back into there, using a scrap piece of wire from when I redid the lights outside. Still got plenty of roll here, but why dig into that? And then use these for like jumpers. You know, don't throw scrap wire away. If JK18 taught me anything, you know, small pieces like this could be used for shims. If you need to make a pigtail connection, you know, short wires like that come in handy. Why cut back? Conserve resources. Reduce, reuse, recycle. So I just gotta feed the wire up through there and reconnect that. Then I can turn the power on and hopefully nothing blows up in our face. Alright, these are the fuses here. So you get standard Edison base, 20 amp time delay, got a box of 4. So if you remember these, it screws in like a light bulb. So if we be in there, turn this on. And it's all wired up now. That's reconnected. What is left to do is put the cover on. I'll go turn on the breaker and hopefully nothing blows up. Alright, let's see if it holds. Yeah, it's holding. Check around outside. Yep, lights are off, so the timer's wired correctly. I'll come back later and when they turn on. This is what the switches look like closed. This one's not energized right now because it gets its power from the timer. The timer will send power to this, and this will send power to the lights. As I said, this way I can pull it down like this, and it will cut the power to the lights if I need to for whatever reason. But mostly it'll always be stayed up. So we'll energize the lights. So everything's wired correctly. That's wired back up because this is getting power. So these should all be live. So that means this should be live. See, what can I plug into this real quick just to verify that I got power to that? Alright, so it's wired correctly. The timer's got power. This has got power because I plugged in this lamp here, which I came from the shop. Got some dust on it from the rain, but... So this is getting power now. So that works good. That powers the ground stake here. One goes to the heated water dish and one goes to the blue cable, which I use for charging the damn battery because something keeps draining it in the car. I don't know what. That was the rear wiper motor, but that's not it. But anyway, everything's wired. So providing everything's wired correctly, hopefully the next shot you see is the lights coming on, and I can fine tune the time on that later.